Hi, everyone. Pastor John here. Thank you for joining me as we discuss the updated security policies for Kenwood Kids. We're going to be going over a document together, which I'll share on this screen, which you will have access to and are able to review and read on your own. But for those of you who are wanting to listen, listen in as you're probably multitasking like I often am, then you can certainly listen to this YouTube channel as well. So let me go ahead and dive in and share my screen. And just know, while this is updating our security policies, this is not going to probably answer every single situation and scenario. I'm happy to discuss areas that you think should be addressed in more detail, because these are things we can always be building upon and adding to as we seek to create a safe environment for our children and for you as volunteers as well. So let's go ahead and begin. So attendance. For a while now here in Kenwood Kids, we have had physical attendance sheets. These are going to prove even more helpful as we increase our security protocols because we are going to need them for check-in and check-out processes. Just to give you an example, we had a situation not too long ago where a parent arrived, it was going into second service, they had dropped their child off in first service, and they said, "Where's my child?" And even though we have people checking security tags, we didn't have like something physical to confirm, has this child been checked out or not? Fortunately, the child was just still in the room and it was just overlooked. But it creates an awareness of like, hey, we need some kind of marking on our attendance sheet that show a child has been checked out, especially when there's the changing of volunteers from first to second service. So a quick and just easier way to do that is if you're looking on the shared screen here, it's on page 1 of our security policies document here, is an example of what an attendance sheet would look like. And I think this might for younger pre-K. For those who are in that K through first and younger grade levels, they can be there for 2 services. And what you can see here is that what I have under first service, I have a single line. And what I encourage you to do, I'm asking you to do, is to do a single slash mark when a child is been checked in when you're first doing attendance. And so for Isaac there, the son of Abraham and Sarah, who joins us Sunday mornings, we just have a slash at first service. But then let's say John, the son of Zechariah and Elizabeth, let's say he's checked out. What you can do then is put a second slash, therefore making an X next to their name for first service. So when I collect these attendance sheets, it shows me that the child was there, who was in attendance, but it also shows me who was properly checked out. So that is just a quick way to do that. What that means is that you will want these clipboards with these attendance sheets near the door, if possible, for when parents are coming to pick up their children. So that way, please continue to be checking security tags. So when you check the security tag, you can put that extra slash mark, creating an X in the box next to the child's name, especially as we go into second service with transition of volunteers. So that is first thing for attendance. And if you've not been taking attendance, please take attendance. That is very, very helpful for me in knowing our numbers. And it helps me in just projecting growth and logistics and figuring out space. So next, and this is this is very important, very helpful. We are getting walkie-talkies and radios, very nice ones for all of the classrooms. So each room will be equipped with one. And when you look at the photo here, you can see what's circled in red. It says push to speak. So how you speak into these radios is you just push that button right there on the side, and it will get you in communication. You want the default channel. These have 3 channels, 1, 2, and 3. And we want the default channel to be channel number 2. Because on channel number 2, you will be able to hear all group announcements, information, but that's specifically for emergency instructions. But if you as a volunteer, let's say you're in your room, you've got 14 3-year-olds with you, there's a lot going on, all of a sudden you need bathroom assistance, you need a Band-Aid, you've run out of snacks, you need new coloring sheets, whatever it may be, you can now radio in to the person on staff, and that might be me, Jenny Moran, Julianne, whoever is there at the check-in station. By going to channel 1, you can now radio in your request to whoever's on staff to assist you. If you look at my pictures here, one way to remember that is channel 1 for one-to-one chat with staff. And you can change the channels by hitting those arrows up and down. And like most radios, that little wheel on the top of the radio, that little dial, will turn up and down the volume. You don't want to turn it off, but you can turn up and down the volume. So that, I'm hoping, will be a great assistance and added benefit to you as volunteers, especially as you're juggling so much at once, to make your requests known to get a quicker response for support. But after you receive confirmation from me or whoever's on staff from your request, I will, or the staff person will instruct you to please turn your radio back to channel 2. Why? Because if there is an emergency, let's say we have to do, we'll talk more here in a minute. Let's say there's an emergency, we need to do a fire evacuation, or we need to barricade or do a lock-in. We will send that announcement over channel 2. We'll probably send it over channel 1 as well, but you'll definitely want to be on channel 2 to be able to immediately hear that quickly, so that way you can respond appropriately. So that is the radio update. Those will be already in your rooms, already turned on, already set to channel 2. And if you want one-to-one communication, go to channel 1. Great. Moving on to playground trips. Since we're going to be getting a fantastic new and exciting playground here in the spring, is what we're projecting right now. Hopefully to be done, the goal is before Easter. But for trips to the playground, you will need to bring with you your radio. And I think that's going to be a huge help, especially now that you're out of the building, you have that out there. If someone falls and hurts themselves, you can radio in. Don't do it on channel 2, but on channel 1, radio into the person on staff that you need assistance. Or if someone has a sudden potty break and you've got 14 kids out there, someone on staff can come assist you with that and just make it just lower some anxiety in the volunteer process. So for grades K through 1st and younger, please use the safety rope. And I have a picture right here. It's like one of those ropes that have the chains on it that kids can grab. And that way you can lead your kids out there in a safe manner. It is a parking lot. We have to be conscious of that. So that way the kids can be holding on to those chains as that rope as they're walking out there. That rope is located in a red bag in your classroom. So that is where it is. And if you could please communicate, I've ordered some more markers to be on the doors. You have a whiteboard on your classroom door. If you could please just communicate on playground, anything like that. We do have people who show up a little bit later, and they just need to know where you're at. So that way they can check in their kids as well. And again, you'll want to take your radio with you. And we do have indicated in the parking lot currently, right where the handicap spaces are, as well as the expectant mothers and infants, families with infants, there is a strip of white painted lines there with the strips of paint to indicate a zone for you where you could walk single file a group of children down there. On occasion, cars are currently parking into that zone by going too far. We need to put some barriers up to help prevent that. Hopefully we'll hear soon, but you can look to see if along the edge you can just take your kids along that strip into the playground. That is ideal rather than leading them through the playground. This kind of ties into our evacuations, even walking outside. So in the event of an evacuation for emergencies such as a fire, there is a protocol to it. If there's a fire somewhere in the building, let's say down in the kitchen, there is a siren that will sound. And with that, you are going to want to bring your radio, your attendance sheet, and your safety rope for kids who are younger. And with that, let me go ahead and just play for you what the fire alarm sounds like. So when you hear that sound, that is a fire drill here at Kenwood Baptist Church, and you will want to evacuate. So you're going to want to take your radio and your attendance sheet and your safety rope for younger children. And this is why also taking attendance early is so important. Because you're going to need to take attendance once you've gotten all the kids out of the building. We'll talk about routes here in a minute. Once you get out there, you're going to need to take immediate attendance, and you will need to radio into me or whoever's on staff on channel 2 your attendance, who you have, who you're missing. Because if we're missing someone, we need to know that, so that way we can make sure everyone is out and safe. If someone's still stuck in the potty, we need to know. We need to get them out. You want to take them a safe distance from the building. So that could be the playground, that could be the shelter house. You're going to need to use some judgment there, but I would ask that you stay somewhere up in the upper parking lot in the prayer garden or shelter house. That way we can locate you quickly and easily. So during first service, we have to consider nursery and toddlers. Sometimes we have 14 toddlers in there, and we can have 7 infants. So if you are in the nursery, use that wagon, use the strollers to get children out quickly and safely. But then also, we need one teacher from both K through first and older pre-K to be checking in, to be checking in with the nursery and toddler rooms as you walk by to see if they need assistance to carry children out safely. Another teacher from those classrooms who's not checking in on the infant and toddler room will continue to lead the other children, like K through first, out safely, a safe distance from the building. But during second service, again, you're in the nursery, use that wagon. But if you are a teacher in the 5th and 6th, 3rd and 4th, 1st or 2nd or kindergarten classes, please be sure to be checking in with the toddler and nursery room. Just one of those teachers for carrying out babies if we need to. If no assistance is needed, please just join your original class and go out with them to a safe distance. You can see these pictures here of a layout of the upper level, and down here are the classrooms for Kenwood kids. This is what you'll see in your classrooms and in hallways with all these red lines of different evacuation routes. That has the black border. Excuse me. But if you look over to the right of it, I've done another rendition here. And I've done basically 3 arrows. The one to the far right that says exit here if possible, that's where the current stroller parking is. Exit there if possible, because that's going to put all of us out in a similar area. It'll be easy to do attendance. It'll be easy to get a quick head count, to know who we're missing, and to get parents reunited with their children if needed. And if we're in junior worship, which will be in the choir room currently, then we're going to go down that stairwell that's just next to the current choir room and exit out the building down there. But yeah, try to exit out if we have to evacuate through the current stroller parking area. So lockdowns and barricades. So in the event that there is an aggressive intruder in the building, you will get notified over your radio. Again, really important, you're on channel 2. We will send an announcement over channel 1, but preferably have you on channel 2. You will receive a communication to lock down and barricade in your classrooms. And with that, every door in Kenwood Kids is able to lock from the inside. It's a little circular doorknob with a lock on it. So you can lock the door from the inside. I have a key to every door. Well, it's one key that opens up every door if I need it. But you are to lock those doors, and there is a cloth that you can see in this picture here. You may have noticed it already over every window in Kenwood Kids. In the event of a barricade and a lockdown, you are to go into your rooms, take attendance, lock that door, and drop that cloth. And please do not open that door for anyone, even parents, until you have the all clear from staff. And if there is any issue, you are to communicate that over your radios to me or whoever's on staff. And if there's an issue somehow with the radios and you are not able to get an all clear signal, again, I have a key and I can access the rooms once we have an all clear. So, and again, will it be perfect? I don't know. Hopefully an event like that is never occurring and this is never necessary. Let's say you have a couple kids in the bathroom and you get an order to lock down and barricade. Try to get those kids in there as fast as possible, and we will yeah, to try to get them in the room as fast as possible to barricade and be radioing into me or whoever's on staff of the needs. Speaking of bathrooms, so bathroom breaks. So toddlers, just as a reminder, toddlers have a bathroom in their room. So it looks like a closet, but it's a bathroom. I put a sign on there to indicate that it is a bathroom. And they can use that space. If you're teaching older or younger pre-K, I would encourage you to use the bathroom that is in that, I don't know how to call it, like an atrium or lobby area of the nursery and toddler rooms where all the cubbies are for all the nursing bags. There's a bathroom in there. So if you only have a child or one or two children, have you used the bathroom in the older or younger pre-K classrooms? I encourage you to go there. It's very easy to be in sight of other volunteers, so you're not really alone with a child in the bathroom. If, however, you have 3 or more children who need to use the restroom and they're pre-K or older, excuse me, my goodness, you want to use the larger bathroom that's further down the hallway. And it is important, you want to be mindful to do your best to not be in a bathroom by yourself with children. I understand things can get complicated, but again, now with the radios, please radio in for support. We have a security guard there. You'll have someone on staff to support you through those efforts to try to keep really you and our children as safe as possible during bathroom breaks. It's unfortunate that I don't cough all day until I do this video. So moving on, first aid, AED, and fire extinguisher locations. There are 3 fire extinguishers in the Kenwood Kids area. There's one in that resource room closet that's all the way down the hallway. That's the furthest one away, depending on the check-in station. There's one in the stairwell that leads down into the commons. That's this picture as well. And there's one right by the water fountain and bathrooms. That's a lot of fire extinguishers. And we also have near the water fountain and bathrooms the AED and emergency oxygen as well. And our first aid for just Band-Aids and other ice packs, whatever you need, that's located at the check-in station. And you can see in this picture here, that's where the sign is. And again, you can radio that in to say, hey, someone's got a paper cut. Bring me a Band-Aid, and we'll do that. But that's really all I've got. This, may generate a lot of questions. I understand that. Feel free to reach out to me, offer suggestions at how we can always make Kenwood Kids as safe as possible for our family and our children. And I really appreciate your time and service to the children and enlarging their love for Christ and sharing the love and truth of Christ with them. Thank you. And have a great morning.